Are you struggling out on the golf course? We're out here today at Garforth with our mid-handicap golfer. If you haven't seen the previous 2 weeks, he's currently 2 under his handicap, and we're talking through some course management and how you could possibly lower your scores. The 7th hole here to start, a par 3. Tough par 3s here at Garforth, 185 yards, a very narrow green. So Dave's got his 5 hybrid here. You've come to the right hand side of the tee box, Dave, and why is that?
Well, because there's a big bunker on the right hand side, so I'm going to aim away from that, and to the left hand side of the green there's a big bank, so if you hit the bank it'll bounce back. If I hit it straight at the flag, everything's all right.
So very much a member's bounce Dave is requiring here. He's had one earlier on in the series, so on the 2nd hole he got a great bounce with this same club. So
That's true.
let's see, Dave. Again, in balance, using the tee box to his advantage here. So very interesting, even as a mid-handicap golfer, you've got to take this into account to start getting your ball starting in the right direction. If you've got a certain shot shape, you then can counter for that. Let's try and avoid the hardest shots up and around the green. So it's a nice,
Not really as
drawing
planned, Chris, if I'm
shot
honest.
there.
Bit of a drop kick, really.
Bit of a drop kick, just short, but you're putting or chipping all the way up the green, so a
It'll be
good bad
chipping.
one.
Don't get a shot though.
No shots here, chipping up the green. He's not going to drop another one, surely, on a par 3. So, just short of the bunker, so not the best shot here from Dave, all uphill. So Dave's just having a look now. So we've got 2 ridges, 2 humps to go over. So Dave's got to think about where he's landing this golf ball. So where are you looking to land it, Dave?
Well, I'm thinking I'm going to take a pitching wedge and
Yeah.
sort of land it in this area so that it'll roll up here, but
Yeah.
trying to figure out which way it's going to go as it goes up this hill. It's going to turn slightly to our left, isn't it?
Yeah, and then come a bit back to the right. So Dave's picked the point here where obviously it's the first flat bit on the green. So when you're picking obviously chip shots, you want to be trying to land it on a flat. You don't want to be landing it onto a slope, into a slope, because you don't know how it's going to react. So Dave's done well there. He's picked a flat point. He's picked the right club to run it up the 2nd slope. Now all he's got to do is execute the shot.
You wouldn't think about taking your hybrid here though, would you?
No, so the hybrid obviously wouldn't be carrying over this first ridge, so we'd then having to think about brakes. So Dave's picked the right club there. Hybrid is an option. If this was flat to start with and then up a ridge, we might look at the hybrid because we might guarantee contact a little bit better. But here we want to go over the first one, land it on the flat, and roll it up there. No shots here. So nicely there. Good flight, just got to the top of the hill. Looks like it's gone to around about 6-7 feet. So another tester just like on the previous hole. If you did watch last week's video, actually it's a little bit closer. It's a great shot there from Dave. So
Thank you.
probably 4 feet. Let's try and get out of here with a par, limit the damage and move on to the next. 4.5 feet left here. So think about your course management, guys. It's all about picking the right club there. Dave obviously gave a couple of options. We often see people there try and get a 56, land it into the slope, and it never gets up there, and then they 3-putt and they've made it much harder for themselves. Imagine how you are going to throw the ball. What club then would give you that kind of flight and that kind of roll, and then it's going to help you lower your scores and reduce your handicap.
Ooh.
Up and out of it there. Not happy with that one. So Dave, what would you put that down to? A misread because the ball rolled well?
It was a misread.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So pace was good there. We saw it just went past. We saw it rolled perfectly.
But if it was a medal, you'd still take it because, you know, it's only 1 over par and I'm still doing all right with a medal. You'd be a bit downhearted with a Stableford, obviously.
And that's it there. Obviously, you say that you've got to keep your round going. Again, Dave's tried to limit the damage there. It was a poor tee shot. Just a mistrike. As an everyday golfer, you are going to hit mistrikes. It's then giving yourself the best chance. Although he missed a putt, he's broke down exactly why. A slight misread, but then you can move on from that, Dave, yeah?
Yes, definitely.
Right, par 4, another fantastic hole here at Garforth. So, stroke index 12, Dave would get a shot on it. It's the last hole he would get a shot on. 375 yards, dog leg left, so perfect shape for Dave's usual drive.
So the sensible line here, Chris, which is kind of what I'm going for, is the far bunker. I don't know if you can see it.
Yep, far bunker up the middle, so...
And if it draws slightly, then happy days. If it stays straight, then I should end up short.
Yeah, so it should be short of that. So you're going to go right edge of that?
Yes.
Yep, so right edge to counter for Dave's usual little draw. That is a sensible play. He's not trying to take the corner on, he's not trying to play a big slinging draw, he's just trying to play his normal shot. Let's play percentage golf. Let's get these scores down. And that started on the right edge, it's drawn up there, and that is running a long way up the middle, Dave.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And the good news, we've got a shot. Right, so straight up the middle for Dave. So Dave drew it off the right edge of that bunker, straight into the middle, so a fantastic shot there. Looks to have around about 150 yards in, so this is where, if we hit the middle of the green here, it gives Dave a good chance to get out in 2 putts, get back to 2 under, and move on to the 9th. So the pin's at the back, so Dave's getting a number. He's right next to the 150 marker here, so might be playing a little bit longer.
160.
160, so we're playing 10 yards longer. Wind more across than anything, so Dave, what club are you thinking here?
Thinking 6 iron.
6 iron, perfect. So again, a little bit of a draw with this. We want to get back to the back edge of the green, so a 6 iron is the right club here. Dave, where are you going to aim? Are you going to aim the middle of the green, or?
I'm going to aim the middle of the green, and if I do get me draw, then it'll go towards the flag. If I don't, or if I hit it slightly, if I don't hit it perfectly, which I'm never expecting, it won't go in that bunker on the left.
Exactly. So playing to the middle of the green, if it draws back, it draws onto the flag. If it goes dead straight, it's in the middle of the green. And even if it was to hit the shot nobody's ever seen from Dave, a push, then it'll be up the right hand side. So Dave, you'll see there, he's just cleaned his clubs, obviously not prepared this morning, not given them a spring clean last night.
Do you know what? I hadn't used them for 5 days. You'd have thought I'd have done something about that, wouldn't you?
Absolutely shocking from Dave. New clubs, not looking after them. The world has gone mad. So great shot there from Dave. Stayed very straight. That is there on the green, chasing up the green. So perfect. Leaves him a good chance at a putt. So didn't quite get all the way back, Dave, but you would take that. And if you look at the line, that's the middle of the green. And the key here for mid-handicap golfers, or any golfer, if we're going to hit one more green around, we're going to gain a shot on strokes gained. So just hitting the green, middle of the green, never a bad problem. And also one thing to think about, if you are always coming up a little bit short, start Bushnelling the back number. So I know this pin is at the back, but maybe just obviously go back edge and pick that number and try and hit it too. Because it's very rare that I see mid-handicap golfers go long. Often very short, often leave themselves in harder positions, and that's why the handicaps aren't reducing. So Dave, a good first putt there. Leave yourselves a little tap in 4 apart. Again, we get a shot here, so this is to get you back to 2 under. And that's a nice, easy par. We move on to the 9th hole here, then 2 under par for Dave's round. Comment below, what more do you want to see from Dave, Frankie, or other golfers here on the Everyday Golfer?
It's supposed to be an easy hole, Chris. It's stroke 16, but you know when you've had a good score, or you're doing well on a 9, and you get to something like this, it just, I don't know, it seems to get me every time.
Well, I do remember previously it was in the trees on the right.
We were, but my normal shot is that I pull it into that great big bunker on the left, the short one.
Oh dear. Right, well, let's aim up the right hand side. So you're going to left side of the tee and aim up the right?
Yep.
Where the dog is crossing that.
Yeah, I can't get to them.
Name the dog.
Looks like bouncing off Neighbours, does that?
Just trotting across. Neighbours been cancelled that, Dave.
I thought it was back.
I don't think he's back. Comment below, his Neighbours back. I know home and away's there. Right. So Dave's normal shot is he's going to aim left edge of that right trap. He's going Gonna make a normal swing here. Again, like Dave says, at your course, is there an easy hole, a stroke index 18, 16 that you take out? Well, you don't give enough respect and it normally costs you shots. This is a Dave's bogey hole. That's a fantastic drive, drawing a back around and just missed the bunker. So right on the edge of the bunker, but not up that left hand side for a change, Dave.
No.
So a solid hit there, but we used the tee box. Dave was quickly there going to go to the middle. That's why I did tell him to go to the left, but it just opens it up where he can then hit with a little bit more freedom. So think about that at your golf course. Use your tee to your advantage, but also make sure every hole gets your respect. So just short of the bunker, but again, Dave aimed at this, drew it back, played his normal shot. It's left himself a good angle in, but what is the yardage, Dave?
144, but it's into a breeze, Chris.
144 into the breeze towards the halfway house, but see the pin's tucked a little bit behind that bunker as well. So for Dave here, we're probably wanting to go at the flag. For Dave's normal shot, would probably draw to the left half of the green. So into the breeze, what are you thinking? 7-iron, Dave?
Well, I've just got out with the head covers.
Oh,
I think you saw it, didn't you, really?
Well, I just guessed. Good guess, I think. Right, 7-iron then. It's going to be all of this, I think, Dave. It's that breeze is picking up, but luckily it's downwind on the next, which is a long par 4 for next week's video.
Oh, wrong way. It's faded, Chris.
Fantastic shot. Just faded. I think it might have just caught the bunker, unless it jumped over it, Dave. It was heading straight towards the edge of it, so that'd be a tough
Told you
shot.
I don't like this hole.
He doesn't like the hole, so he's never hit a fade in his life, but today he has managed to find one. Right, so just short of that bunker actually. So
Got away with it a little bit, Chris.
again, under club, so like we mentioned on the last hole, picturing the back number, that was 144 into the wind, probably playing one, if we'd have played a 160 club, which would have been a 6-iron, or even a 5-iron, I think we would have carried on and had a better shot.
Sort of a mid to high handicap thing, that, though, isn't it? Lee
Yeah.
Westwood always says that's why they put out bunkers at short of greens rather than at back.
Yeah, exactly. Not a lot of people, but if you are struggling coming up short, again, go and get your club's gap. Make sure you know how far they go. But when you're on the golf course, start bushing the back of the green and start playing that number, and you'll be very surprised with how many more times you hit greens and how you lower your scores. So, club Dave is sandwich.
Yep.
So 56, a little bit of loft, his favourite one because he did chip in.
Are you looking at my head covers after I've taken the club?
No, you've thrown it on the floor, Dave, which I'm very surprised at with your new head
Tell us
covers.
how.
But saying that, not even cleaned his clubs today. So we need a little bit of loft. So are you going to get this a little bit back in your stance, just so it gets the forward momentum?
Well, yeah, but I'm kind of hoping to sort of land it here, which is a downslope anyway.
Yeah.
So long as you get it over that rough, it's going to roll down towards the flag. I'm more worried about it going through, if I'm honest.
Yeah, so we want to make sure we carry it over that downward slope. So Dave's got to pick the first flat spot. So again...
Oh, I wasn't going to do that, Chris. I was going to sort of aim for the slope and hope that it came in.
Right, so Dave was going to aim for the slope. If we go for that slope, we just don't know how it's going to react. So Dave wants to go... We can still have it back in the stance, but we're going to make a little bit more of a positive swing, so a little bit longer. We're going to carry it over the slope. That's one big thing people don't take into account. Trying to land it on the slopes, you never know how it's going to bounce. Is it going to kick forwards? Is it going to land soft?
So you want me to land it on the flat bit?
On the flat. So we want to land it on the flat. If we do that, if we've got the right trajectory, we know exactly what that's going to do, and we get the right trajectory by picking the correct club. And that was a great shot from
Tell you
there,
what, you know
Dave.
what you're doing, don't you?
So a little bit of check. It did land just on the downslope. That's the only reason it's gone through to around about 4 feet. A fantastic shot there.
It's not the one I'd have taken, Chris, if you hadn't have told me what to do.
Well, that's true. If we hadn't, we might have been finally at the back of the green, which we should have been with the second shot. So 4 feet here for Dave. So Dave's lining that up now. Again, 1 under par currently, no, 2 under par currently. Sorry, Dave. We want to make sure that we can keep that going into the back nine. If you did watch the winter series, we know the back nine is the tougher nine of the two.
Get in.
And that is a great roll there from Dave. So, guys, we shall see you on the back nine next week.
See you soon.